All right, welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling something I think we all feel, that dread, the decision fatigue that hits, well, pretty much every week.
Oh, yeah. The meal planning headache. It's definitely a thing.
It really is that mental burden. It seems to reset every Sunday night, doesn't it? Planning the week's meals.
It truly is a universally recognized chore. That moment.
Yeah.
You're standing there in front of the open fridge.
Hoping for inspiration.
Exactly. Hoping a fully formed, nutritious and budget-friendly meal plan just materializes.
Which it never does.
Right. And when it doesn't, you end up defaulting to maybe the same 2 or 3 recipes you
It's
always
sort of
make.
tired ones.
Or worse, you just cave and get expensive takeout. Again,
Yeah.
that mental tax is, well, it's real. And yeah, that's what we call the meal planning headache.
I understand that pain intimately. You start the week, with such good intentions.
Mm-hmm.
You want variety. You want to stick to the budget. You want healthy stuff. But just the sheer thinking required to map out 7 different dinners.
Check what you already have.
Build the list. Coordinate schedules. Yeah. By Monday evening, you're just burnt out. People spend hours on this.
Yeah.
Hours on what feels like it should be simple.
And that's precisely why the sources we're looking at today are so exciting. We're looking at AI, specifically these large language models.
Like ChatGPT and others.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But not just as, tools for writing an email summary or something. We're talking about using them as a genuine, high-functioning kitchen assistant.
Okay, a kitchen assistant. I like the sound of that.
This is the potential revolution here. It can actually eliminate that planning burden completely.
Yeah.
It's about using tech to optimize those routine decisions, saving you time, saving money,
And sanity.
and most importantly, preserving that precious mental energy.
Right. That is the core mission of this deep dive, then. We've analyzed materials, sources that demonstrate how to turn AI into a really practical, almost indispensable tool for any home cook. Busy people, learners. So we're going to explore 3 distinct ways AI can help here. We'll move from the instant fix to more long-term strategy.
Okay.
First, that instant weekly planning. Get it done fast.
Yeah.
Second, we'll look at organizing recipes, especially niche ones, for specific gadgets maybe.
Right. Managing that information.
And finally, the big one. Using AI as a personalized coach, like a 30-day coach to actually help you master cooking skills.
We're providing the specific prompt structures, the actionable strategies you need. Our goal is really to give you the knowledge so you can turn hours of that chore time into mere minutes of just telling the AI what you need, ensuring you leave this deep dive informed and, well, hopefully ready to eat better with less stress.
Okay, let's dive in. Section 1, the quick fix.
Let's do it.
Mastering the weekly meal plan in, supposedly, under 3 minutes.
That's the goal.
So let's start with efficiency because, for busy people, for learners, time is everything, the ultimate commodity. We're aiming for a complete, customized 7-day dinner plan and the shopping list. Faster than making a cup of coffee.
Less than 3 minutes.
Yeah.
From 0 to a fully organized week.
Is that realistic, though?
It is, because the AI takes away the most painful parts of the process. It just abstracts them away.
Like what?
Well, the decision fatigue, just choosing the meal,
Yeah.
right? That's often the biggest hurdle. It gets rid of that.
Okay.
It removes the need for, endless scrolling through Pinterest or recipe sites.
Guilty.
And it prevents that, like panic scramble around 6 p.m. when you realize you've got nothing planned, nothing defrosted.
Been there many times.
So this rapid turnaround is possible. But, and this is key, the sources are very clear. Success hinges entirely on how you ask, the quality of the prompt.
Right. It's not magic. You can't just type food plan.
Exactly. We aren't just throwing random requests at it. There's a very specific structure. They actually call it the 4-part magic prompt.
Okay, intriguing. Magic prompt.
Yeah, and if you miss any part of this structure, the results you get, they just degrade. Fast.
All right, break it down for us. What are the 4 parts?
Okay, it's simple, but like I said, mandatory. First part, quantity.
Quantity.
You have to define the scope precisely. How many meals? For how many people? So, for example, a 7-day dinner plan for 4 people.
Right. Not just dinner ideas.
Exactly. If you omit that, you might get a generic list, maybe some links, but not a structured plan you can actually use for the week.
Okay, quantity. Got it. What's next?
Next is preferences. This is where the personalization starts.
Okay. Dietary needs and stuff.
Yep. Any special diets? Are you completely gluten-free? Minimizing dairy? Maybe focused on high protein, low carb?
You need to tell it up front.
You have to state these preferences up front. It ensures the AI doesn't waste its time, and yours, generating recipes you just can't use.
Makes sense.
Hmm.
So quantity, preferences.
Ugh.
What's number 3?
Number 3 is critical, especially if you're watching your budget or your time. It's setting the constraints.
Constraints, like
Yeah.
limit.
Exactly. This dictates the complexity and the cost of the meals. You must include limits like budget-friendly or simple to cook.
Or maybe time-based, like under 30 minutes.
Perfect example. Less than 45 minutes active prep time, that kind of thing.
Okay, and you mentioned what happens if you forget this part, if you forget the constraint.
Yeah, that's where things can go sideways really fast. If you just ask for, say, a 7-day dinner plan for 4, the AI, remember, it's designed for maximum creativity sometimes.
Right.
It might give you this elaborate menu, complex techniques, expensive stuff like imported saffron or prime rib.
Things you're not making on a Tuesday night.
Exactly. And recipes that take 5 hours. The constraint forces the AI to filter its enormous knowledge base. It makes it only select recipes that actually fit your real life.
So it's the difference between a plan you can actually cook and gourmet fantasy.
Pretty much. A functional midweek menu versus a gourmet disaster waiting to happen.
That makes perfect sense. It's like telling your assistant, look, don't give me any task that keeps me in the kitchen past 7 p.m. Okay, so quantity, preferences, constraints. What's the 4th part, the key ask?
The 4th part is actually the simplest instruction, but it's so often overlooked. It's the explicit request for the shopping list.
You have to actually ask for the list.
Yes. The magic words are literally include a grocery shopping list.
Okay.
If you don't ask for it, the AI thinks its job is done once it gives you the meal plan.
But the whole point is reducing the work.
Exactly. The whole purpose here is eliminating that cognitive load. If you have to then manually write out or type up a shopping list, well, kind of defeats the purpose, doesn't it?
Totally. Okay, so let's put it all together then. A perfect command using all 4 parts might sound like what?
Okay, something like, act as a comprehensive meal planner. Give me a 7-day dinner plan for 4 people. That's quantity and number of people.
Got it.
Focusing on high-protein, budget-friendly meals.
Right.
That's preferences. That are simple to cook. That's the constraint.
Okay.
And include a categorized grocery shopping list. That's the key ask.
Perfect. And once you hit enter on that.
The AI delivers. And the sources really highlight the immediate benefit here is menu variety. You stop eating the same chicken dish every single week.
Because it pulls from a huge database.
Exactly. It pulls varied but sensible suggestions. Maybe a Mediterranean chicken and veggie sheet pan dinner one night, followed by lentil soup, then maybe black bean tacos, then a simple pasta dish. You get a full balanced rotation without you having to rack your brain.
I think the biggest functional benefit, even beyond the menu ideas, might be how it gives you the shopping list.
Yes.
Because when I write a list, it's just chaos. Bananas next to steak next to toothpaste. It's all over the place.
Which means you wander all over the store.
Exactly. And I forget things. Or I buy stuff I don't need because I saw it while looking for something else.
The AI eliminates that completely.
Okay.
That automatically generated list is, well, it's a catalytic benefit, as one source put it.
How so?
It's pre-sorted into logical categories that actually reflect the grocery store layout.
Like produce.
Exactly. Produce. Onions, carrots, lettuce.
Yeah.
Then protein. Chicken, eggs, beef, grains baking, dairy, seasoning, spices.
Oh, wow.
This structure minimizes your time wandering the aisles and drastically cuts down the chances of forgetting that one crucial thing.
The thing that sends you back to the store
Well,
midweek.
precisely. That midweek crisis ingredient.
Yeah.
Gone.
So it's essentially forcing efficient behavior on you. I like that. But what about flexibility? Say I get this plan. Am I locked in? Is it set in stone?
Not at all. And that's really the core strength of interacting with an AI assistant like this. You're always the editor-in-chief.
Okay.
If you look at Monday's meal, maybe this roast chicken, and you realize, oh, wait, we just had that last week.
Yeah.
You simply tell the AI, replace the roast chicken with a simple fish recipe that fits the same budget constraints.
And it just...
Instantly, it replaces the meal, and it updates the grocery list. Dynamically. Removes the chicken ingredients, adds the fish ingredients.
Okay. That's impressive. I can also see using this dynamically during the week too. Maybe on Wednesday I find out guests are coming Friday.
Perfect use case.
Yeah.
You tell the AI, increase Friday's recipe to serve 6 people and update the shopping list for the extra ingredients.
Wow.
Done. You're leveraging its computational power to handle all those little fiddly calculations and logistical changes instantly.
So I can focus on the actual cooking.
Exactly. We are genuinely shrinking an hours-long, mentally draining chore down to a 3-minute interaction that gives you an organized, actionable result.
That is a massive return on time investment for anyone who's busy.
Huge.
All right, that covers the quick fix, really powerful stuff for weekly planning.
Definitely solves that immediate headache.
So we solved the problem of the weekly grind. Now let's pivot a bit. Let's talk about something more specific, where AI can really excel at precision, managing niche knowledge. We're moving away from that broad weekly plan towards using it for, say, specific appliances or maybe highly specialized recipes.
Yeah, this is a really common pain point, actually, especially for home cooks who, start collecting gadgets.
Guilty again. Air fryer, instant pot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or, like the source example suggests, maybe you've invested in a food dehydrator.
Okay, a dehydrator, good example.
Your standard cookbooks, or just generic websites. They often don't give you the specific temperature, the timing, the prep steps that are tailored to your model.
Right. They give general advice, but maybe my dehydrator runs hotter or has different settings. You need that technical precision.
Exactly. So let's take that specific example. You just bought a Kosori food dehydrator, popular brand.
Okay.
You can't just chuck ingredients in and hope for the best. What does that initial prompt look like? How do you get that specific knowledge out of the AI?
Yeah, how do you ask?
It needs to be highly contextualized right from the start. You need to tell it the specifics, something like, I just purchased a Kosori food dehydrator, and I am a beginner. Give me an easy, friendly recipe to dehydrate a fruit.
So mentioning the brand, the appliance type, even your skill level.
Crucial. That inclusion ensures the output isn't just some generic fruit drawing advice, it tailors it.
And what kind of detail does the AI give back? What makes it different from just Googling how to dehydrate apples?
The difference is really in the structure and the critical detail it provides. If you ask for apple chips, for example,
Okay.
the AI doesn't just list ingredients. It gives you the precise prep steps. Peeling, slicing to a specific thickness, maybe 1/18 of an inch.
Okay, that's specific.
Maybe soaking in a specific solution like lemon juice and water to stop them browning.
Right.
And then, crucially, the specific instructions for that appliance, the Kosori.
Yeah.
How to arrange the slices on the trays not overlapping. The specific temperature setting, say 135 degrees Fahrenheit.
Not just low heat.
Exactly. And the duration may be 8 to 12 hours. It even includes the specific cues for telling when they're done, like they should be leathery, not brittle.
Wow. Okay. That appliance-specific knowledge, especially for a beginner, that's incredibly valuable. It takes the guesswork out.
Completely.
Now, this level of getting specific results also highlights something else the sources mentioned. Iteration is really key when you're using AI.
Oh, definitely.
They shared a good example of, like, initial failure followed by success when someone was trying to get a bacon recipe.
Yes. The classic example of context failure happens all the time.
Yeah.
If the user just types, give me a bacon recipe.
What does it do?
Well, the AI defaults to the most common request.
Right.
So it gives you a recipe for crispy bacon cooked in a pan on the stovetop.
Which is great.
But totally useless if your goal right then was to use your brand new dehydrator.
Right. So the user has to fix it.
The user has to refine the prompt explicitly. They have to go back and say, no, give me a bacon dehydrator recipe, adding that one crucial word.
And that moment of refinement, that's actually critical thinking, isn't it? The user needs to realize the tool didn't fail. They didn't give it enough context.
Precisely. It's a partnership. And once it's corrected, the AI gets it. It understands the niche request and delivers the detailed process for making bacon jerky.
Ah, jerky.
Yeah, including the specific slicing techniques for curing it, maybe a marinade recipe, drying times, temperatures, all specific to making jerky in a dehydrator.
Yeah.
It just shows the AI is only as useful as the clarity and context you provide.
Garbage in, garbage out, basically. Or maybe vague in, vague out.
Something like that, yeah. Clear in, useful out.
Okay. So once we start generating these really useful niche recipes, the apple chips, the bacon jerky, maybe dehydrated herbs, the next challenge becomes organization, right?
Mm-hmm.
My chat history with the AI is suddenly filling up with all this stuff, which leads us to what the sources call the project management hack.
Yes. How do you keep all this specialized info curated and easy to find later?
Exactly. How do you do that?
You need to leverage the platform's ability. Most good AI chat platforms have this to create dedicated projects. Think of them like digital folders for your chats.
Okay, like folders on my computer.
Exactly like that. You take all those related chats, the first one where you asked about the dehydrator, the apple chip recipe chat, the bacon jerky chat, and you drag and drop them into a single named project. Maybe call it Kusori dehydrator recipes.
Right. Simple enough. What are the benefits of doing that? There are two main ones, right? Organization is obvious.
Yeah, the obvious benefit is organization. Your main chat sidebar stays clean. 6 months from now, when you suddenly crave those apple chips again.
You don't have to scroll endlessly.
Right. You don't scroll through hundreds of unrelated chats about meal plans or coding help or whatever else you used it for. You just click the dehydrator recipes project and boom, everything's right there, clean and tidy.
Okay, that's good. But you said there was a second, maybe more profound benefit, something technological.
Yes. The real power, like you hinted at, is context retention.
Context retention, explain that.
Think of this project folder, this project you created, not just as a filing cabinet. Think of it as a space where the AI starts to learn the theme of that conversation history.
Ah, it remembers what that folder is about.
Exactly. It remembers the established parameters of the project.
Yeah.
So here's the cool part. If you initiate a new chat, but you start it inside that dehydrator recipes project,
Yeah.
you don't have to repeat all the setup details every single time.
Wait, so I don't need to type out the whole long thing again. Like, give me a beginner-friendly recipe to dehydrate a fruit in my Kusori food dehydrator using settings X and Y.
Correct. Once you're inside that project, you can start a new chat and just type something simple like, give me a recipe for blueberries.
And it knows.
And the AI, because it has learned the context of that folder, automatically assumes you want a dehydrator recipe for blueberries.
Wow.
And often, it even remembers the specific brand you mentioned in the first chat, the Kosori, because that info was established early on within that project's history.
So it assumes Kusori dehydrator blueberry recipe.
Precisely. It streamlines all your future niche requests within that topic because the AI is learning the established constraints and context of your specialized interest. It remembers what you're working on in that folder.
That is genuinely a massive time saver. That's huge. It means the tool actually gets faster and more intuitive the more you use it for a specific purpose or project.
Exactly right. It learns with you.
And the sources also noted that this folder system, this project system, it allows for curation too, right? Like if I try a recipe for, I don't know, dried banana chips and they turn out awful,
Yeah.
I can just remove that chat from the project, delete it.
Precisely. It gives you total flexibility to continuously refine and optimize your collection. You're essentially building a living, curated cookbook filled only with the recipes that have actually worked for you or the ones you definitely want to try.
So it's not just storing data.
No. You are creating a dynamic knowledge base that's specific to your appliance, your tastes, and your successful experiments. That's the difference between just data storage and truly personalized knowledge building.
Okay, this section really shifted my perspective from just asking for recipes to like building a personalized cooking knowledge system.
That's the goal, using it strategically.
All right. We've covered quick tasks, the weekly plan. We've covered niche organization, like the dehydrator recipes. Now let's move to the most ambitious application the sources talked about for AI in the kitchen.
Okay, the long game.
Yeah, the long game. Genuine skill mastery. We're going to look at how you structure a request so the AI stops being just an assistant and becomes more like a dedicated, personalized learning code.
Guiding you through a complex skill over time.
Exactly, like learning to cook properly over, say, 30 days.
This is where we really shift gears. We're moving from asking for a recipe to asking how to become a better cook overall.
Right. Different kind of request entirely.
Which means the prompt here has to be much more nuanced. It's designed to get back a whole curriculum, not just a list of dishes.
So not the 4-part magic prompt this time?
No, a different structure. We need 4 crucial components again, but different ones, to set this up effectively for a learning plan.
Okay, lay it out for us. What's the structure for this learning coach prompt?
All right. First, you need to assign the role. You tell the AI, act as a learning coach and mentor.
Okay, setting the stage.
Second, state the goal clearly. My objective is to master cooking. Or maybe something more specific, but let's use master cooking for now.
Goal. Got it. Role, goal.
Third, the constraint, usually time-based for these plans. Achieve this mastery in 30 days.
The 30-day challenge framework. Okay.
And fourth, and this is absolutely the most critical part for getting a personalized plan, the engagement directive, you have to tell it. Ask me any tailoring questions you have to make this plan most effective for me.
Ah, so you force it to ask you questions before it gives you the plan.
Exactly. That last part is what stops you from getting just a generic one-size-fits-all cooking course outline.
Because if I just asked for a 30-day cooking plan, I'd probably get something really abstract, like a syllabus.
Precisely. The AI needs to understand your starting point, your goals, your kitchen, your limitations. The moment you include that engagement directive, ask me questions.
It flips into interview mode?
Kind of, yeah. It responds with a specific set of questions designed purely to tailor the curriculum it's about to build for you.
Okay, what kind of tailoring questions are we talking about here? What does it need to know?
Well, the sources show it usually starts by assessing your current skill level.
Mhm.
Are you a total beginner, intermediate, maybe even advanced, but wanting to master a new area?
Let's say beginner for this example.
Okay, beginner. Then it moves to your specific goals. Is your main aim mastering sauces? Learning to cook generally healthy meals, reducing food waste? What's the why behind wanting to learn?
Okay, so motivation matters.
Big time. Then it gets into logistics. What's your realistic time commitment? Can you spend 1 hour per weekday? Maybe only 30 minutes. Weekends only.
Practical stuff.
Very practical. Then it asks about your equipment. This is crucial. Do you have a gas stove or electric? Are your knives actually sharp or are they dull? Do you have basic pots, pans, baking sheets?
Because those details about equipment are vital, right? A beginner with, like, one dull knife and a tiny electric burner needs totally different lessons than someone with a fully stocked kitchen.
Absolutely. The plan has to match the tools you actually have. Then the tailoring continues into preferences.
Food preferences.
Yeah. Dietary restrictions, again, gluten-free, vegan, allergies, and also preferred cuisines. What kind of food do you actually like to eat? In the source example, the user said Italian comfort food and Mexican.
Okay, so it tries to make the learning enjoyable too.
That's the idea. Finally, it might ask you about your preferred learning style. Do you learn best from videos, detailed step-by-step text guides, or maybe understanding the general principles behind why things work?
Wow, that's quite a detailed assessment, like 7 or 8 key questions.
Yeah. And that assessment ensures the curriculum it generates next isn't just theory. It's highly actionable and relevant for your specific life, your kitchen, your tastes.
Okay, so once you answer all those questions, you feed the variables in, then the AI gives you the 30-day plan.
It provides the high-level 30-day plan first. And yeah, it usually follows a logical progression. Week 1 might be fundamentals, kitchen confidence, safety, basic prep.
Makes sense.
Week 2 might move into flavor building, understanding herbs, spices, basic sauces, how heat works. Week 3 could be exploring specific global cuisine techniques based on your preferences. And week 4 often focuses on synthesis, maybe recipe adaptation or creation.
Okay, that sounds like a solid structure, but here's where that iteration point comes back in again, right? The sources mention the first response, even after the questions, can sometimes be a bit lacking.
Yes, a little disappointing initially, because it often tells you what to do, but not the detailed how-to steps that a true beginner really needs.
Can you give an example?
Sure. The initial plan might say for, say, day 4, master stir-fry technique and practice proper chopping.
Okay, sounds good.
But it might not actually provide the step-by-step stir-fry recipe, or the instructions for mise en place, getting everything prepped beforehand, or maybe a link to a video showing the proper chopping technique it mentioned.
Ah, so it's still more of a curriculum outline than a full lesson plan at that stage.
Exactly. It's like a syllabus, not the textbook itself.
So the fix, you need to ask again.
Right.
Be more specific.
Yes. An immediate follow-up is needed. The user has to iterate and specifically request something like, okay, great. Now please provide the detailed, daily, step-by-step recipes and tasks for week 1.
Ask for the details.
Including a shopping list for the week and maybe a meal prep guide. You have to explicitly ask for that deeper level of instructional content.
And asking for that forces the AI to dive into its, vast database of actual recipes and how-to guides.
And merge that detailed content into the curriculum structure it already created for you.
Okay. And once it gets that detailed instruction, the plan becomes genuinely educational, right? Not just an outline.
Absolutely. Let's look at some specifics from a revised week 1 based on the sources.
Yeah, what does a detailed day 1 or 2 look like?
Okay, the revised week 1 plan is phenomenal, potentially. Day 1 isn't even cooking sometimes. It might be dedicated to kitchen inventory and stocking.
Like figuring out what you have and what you need.
Exactly. And specifically, learning how to stock your kitchen based on your preferences. So if you said gluten-free, day 1 might involve identifying key gluten-free flours, pastas, thickeners you should have on hand.
Tailored stocking advice. Cool.
Then day 2 might be safety and basic knife skills.
Yeah.
But crucially, it's not just theoretical reading. It's a specific task.
Like what?
Like, practice the claw grip while dicing 2 onions, then practice chiffonade by cutting a bunch of basil. Then, use those onions and basil stems to make a simple vegetable stock,
Ah, so it's task-based learning. You actually do something.
which makes the learning stick so much better than just reading
Yeah.
instructions, right?
Definitely.
By day 5, the plan might move into a practical application. Maybe the task is making a simple vegetable soup.
Okay.
But the underlying lesson isn't just follow this recipe. It's about understanding how heat changes food. When should you add hearty root vegetables versus delicate leafy greens? How do you build layers of flavor using aromatics like garlic and onion first?
So it's teaching the why behind the what.
Exactly. The plan also strategically includes breaks, like day 7 might be explicitly set aside for reflection, what worked, what didn't, plus rest, and maybe restocking based on what you used during the week.
That's smart. Prevents burnout. What about week 2 then? The flavor building week. Does the AI remember that you needed those super detailed steps when you ask for the next week's plan?
Yes, and this is where the power of context retention really shines in this coaching application. When the user asks for the detailed plan for week 2,
It just includes it automatically.
it automatically incorporates the full, detailed, step-by-step instructions. It remembers the user's preference for maximum detail that was established back during that week 1 iteration. You don't have to ask for the detail again.
That's fantastic. It learns how you want to learn. Can you give an example of a specific week 2 lesson, maybe tied to those preferences? The user liked Italian and Mexican, right?
Certainly. So, since the user listed Italian as a preference, Day 8's detailed lesson might be dedicated to the absolute foundation of Italian flavor, making a basic, versatile tomato sauce from scratch.
Okay.
But the lesson includes more than just the recipe. It explains the science, understanding the role of acidity from the tomatoes, how to achieve proper emulsification with olive oil, maybe the difference in flavor depth between using fresh tomatoes versus good quality canned San Marzanos.
Teaching the fundamentals.
Exactly. Then day 9 might move on to making chicken or vegetable stock from scratch, explaining the Maillard reaction, how browning builds flavor, and maybe clarifying the difference between a white stock and a brown stock. Tying the flavor principle back to a practical exercise again.
It sounds incredibly comprehensive. Now, I have to inject just a little skepticism here. I think any learner would have this question.
Okay.
Is it really possible to master cooking in just 30 days? Or is the AI maybe just providing highly structured, busy work? Is mastery the right word?
That's a really crucial question, and it's about managing expectations.
Yeah.
The AI isn't promising, Michelin star competence in a month.
Right.
The goal of a program like this is foundational mastery. It's about eliminating the fear factor for beginners, building muscle memory for those fundamental skills, basic knife cuts, seasoning properly, controlling heat,
The foundational mastery.
and establishing a robust repertoire of core recipes they can rely on. It's designed to transition the user from someone who feels intimidated by their kitchen to someone who feels confident and competent executing delicious weeknight meals. And, importantly, understanding why things work the way they do in cooking.
So it's mastery of the basics, the fundamentals, not necessarily mastery of the entire culinary art form in 30 days.
Exactly. That distinction is very important. It sets realistic goals.
Okay, that makes sense. And finally, what's the strategic advice for actually continuing the program? I assume I shouldn't just ask the AI for all 30 days of detailed steps right at the beginning.
No, absolutely not. The sources strongly advise against that. Delaying the request for, say, weeks 3 and 4 is actually paramount if you want to maximize the personalization.
Why?
Because after you've actually cooked through weeks 1 and 2, you have real lived experience. Maybe you discovered you absolutely hate blanching vegetables. It feels like a waste of time.
Okay.
Or maybe you found you really love the Mexican flavor profiles that were introduced in a taco recipe in week 2, and you want more of that.
So when I request week 3, I feed that feedback, my actual experience, back into the system.
Exactly. You have a conversation with your AI coach. You say, okay, for week 3, I found the stir fry in week 2 took way too long. Please substitute quicker protein meals. Also, I really want to focus specifically on mastering basic bread baking. So could you include maybe 3 progressive bread making lessons?
And it will adjust the plan for week 3 based on that.
Yes. This ability to adjust the curriculum based on your failures, your successes, your evolving tastes and interests, that's what turns the AI from just a rigid template into a truly hyper-personalized dynamic coaching experience.
You're constantly refining the syllabus together to meet your needs in real time.
Precisely. It transforms the learning experience from just passively consuming information to being an active, adaptive collaboration between you and the AI coach.
That's a really powerful way to think about learning a new skill. Okay, let's wrap this up.
Looking across these 3 different ways to use AI in the kitchen, the weekly plan, the niche recipe organization, the 30-day coaching,
Mm.
we see a clear progression, don't we?
Yeah, a progression of utility.
It's really a story about how you can effectively leverage this technology to manage complex, often tedious, routine decisions related to food and cooking.
So first, we established efficiency. Using that four-part magic prompt, you can get instantaneous, fully categorized meal plans and shopping lists that shrinks hours of chores down to under 3 minutes.
Huge time saver.
Yeah.
Second, we covered precision and organization. By using specific prompts and then that project management hack, that folder system,
Right.
you achieve context-aware recipe generation for really specific tasks, like using that food dehydrator.
Mm.
And you ensure your successful recipes, your experiments, are organized and easy to find later. You build your own knowledge base.
And finally, we discussed growth. We showed how you can structure prompts to leverage AI as a customized adaptive curriculum designer, a coach.
Yeah, one that addresses not just what you want to cook, but how you can fundamentally improve your actual cooking skills over time, focusing on technique, flavor, and adapting to your learning style and progress.
This is really all about cognitive offload, isn't it?
That's a great way to put it. You are essentially delegating the tedious, repetitive mental labor, the planning, the list making, the research, the curriculum design to an intelligent tool
Which frees up your brain power.
for the higher order tasks, like actually enjoying the process of cooking, experimenting, tasting, and sharing the food, the fun parts.
So the message is, you now have this potential assistant, one that can solve nearly any culinary puzzle you throw at it, from the really mundane weekly shop.
To designing a full-on educational program tailored specifically to you and your kitchen.
It's incredibly versatile.
So knowing that,
Yeah.
knowing you now have access to this infinitely patient, incredibly knowledgeable, and adaptive coach or assistant, ready to break down complexity for you. Here's our final thought for you, the listener.
What is it?
What is that one specific, maybe challenging struggle meal you've always avoided making? The one that just felt too complicated, too intimidating, maybe too many steps. What technical challenge, big or small, will you finally ask the AI to help you tackle next?